So, welcome to episode number 4 of the Football Podcast. I'm Iranik, and this is post match analysis of Liverpool's match against Newcastle United, which Reds won by a margin of 2 goals to nil at home at Anfield. The game began with many good chances coming at Liverpool's way, but none of them were successful until the 40th minute, where Mohamed Salah gave us the early lead, and we head into the halftime with a fine lead of a goal. That was very crucial because Newcastle United were just defending. They were on a defensive mode, about which I will talk later. And we started our second half with a goal from Sadio Mane in the 56th minute. So those were the only two goals that we had in the game. Now let's start with the analysis of this game and talk about the first half. First half began with Newcastle right away going for five in the defense. That is, they kept three centre backs, a left back and a right back. So it was very clear they just came to draw here at Anfield. Same tactic that they did against Newcastle against Manchester City, but they also lost that game. So sometimes these tactics don't work, and against really good teams, they don't work. To be honest, and that's a fact. And Liverpool are really a good side, and we are right now at number second position. Even though there is a game to be played from Manchester United with against Crystal Palace, which definitely they will win. And if they don't win that game, then we are definitely staying at number two, thanks to goal difference. So now let's talk about the first half, which Newcastle started by fielding their five in the defense. So their tactics were pretty much clear that they came here for a draw to get a point, just the way they did against Manchester City. But they lost that game because these tactics not always work, and against good sides they don't work at all. So yeah, we are a good side. That's not a doubt. And right now we are sitting at number second position with this win because there's a game. Because of a game that Manchester United is yet to play. So our 29th game is ended in a win for us. And now talking about other things of the first half, there was a chance for us in the fifth minute of the game by Sadio Mane, who couldn't finish it. And after that, there came a chance for Salah in the 12th minute of the game. That was a cross from Robertson, and he hits the face of the defender. So that was a chance where maybe something could have happened. And into the 15th minute of the game, there was something good for the visitors as well, where Yedlin went past our pacey left back Andy Robertson. And that was weird to see, that he was beaten on pace by Yedlin, but Yedlin did the right trick there, and he went past Robertson, and maybe that could have been a chance for Newcastle to score a goal, but nothing like that happened at that moment. On 17th minute, there was another shot by Salah, which was saved by Dubravka. Yeah, Salah ran from the left wing and he hits it towards the goal post, and that was a good save from Dubravka. And the way Salah took that shot really shows how much in a great form he is right now, and he has been proving it. And after that chance, there was another chance in the 20th minute for Salah, where he took time on the ball. He was inside the box and he took too much time on the ball, and it only allowed Lascelles to get his foot into Salah's shot and block it. Else we could have had another goal at that moment in the 28th minute of the game. And now after that, there was a chance from Salah's corner, where Newcastle United goalkeeper missed clearing the ball, and it just went past the goalpost, touching no one at that moment. Even though there was appeal from Virgin van Dijk about a hand of some player going in, and he appealed for a corner, but that wasn't for any effect to us. And I was impressed with the way Oxlade Chamberlain passed in the first half. he gave one pass to Arnold, who pulled it from the right flank to inside. So that pass was a beautifully crafted pass from Oxlade Chamberlain to to pass it to Arnold. Also, there has been improvement in passing of Can and Amrichan and Chamberlain through the period of games that are being played by Liverpool. So that is pretty much impressive to see that both the players are doing really good in the tasks that are coming their way. So after that chance in the 34th minute, where something could have happened because the ball from the corner didn't touch any player. But regardless of that, it was in the 40th minute of the game where the big movement came for Liverpool. It was a fine pass from Chamberlain, who assisted Salah for his 32nd goal of the season, and by doing so, Salah has went past Luis Suarez in terms of scoring most goals for Liverpool in a season. That is, now he has scored 32 goals in 38 games. Previously, it was 37 games and he scored 31 goals, which also matched Luis Suarez's record. He also scored 31 goals in 37 games in that 2013 and 14 season. So before leaving to Barcelona, and that goal, this goal, just before our first goal, Rafa was praising his players from the sideline that they are doing a good job and keep doing like that. But it was just a moment of fine play in the midfield that made us to take lead before going into the halftime, and it was 1-0 lead when second half began. And I really loved the way Henderson played in this game. He improved a bit from his last game, so that's good for the team. And talking about this half, second half wasn't that intensive in the way the first half was. So we somehow still scored a goal, and that was the goal which came from Sadio Mane's fine finishing, who built on the pass of Firmino inside the box, and he bluffed the keeper in a wrong way, and the ball went in, and it was the 20th goal for Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp. So it was good to see Sadio Mane again scoring a goal. And there was and from Newcastle United, there weren't any good chances that they made. Yes, there was one chance which was by their player Mohamed Diame, and that was superbly saved by our goalkeeper, that is Loris Karius. And I've been saying that he only needed a few games, regular games, to show how good he is and how good he can be for Liverpool, and can be a Liverpool goalkeeper for many years to come. And I'm definitely backing him for being a regular Liverpool number one for a longer period of time. But let's see how things go on, and towards the end of season the picture will be very much clear who will be our first, whether he will stay as a number one goalkeeper, or we need to buy someone like Allison, who has been talked much in the rumors. Now after that, yeah, that was a superb save from our goalkeeper. And going into the ending, into the dying minutes of the game, that was in the injury time. There was definitely a controversial penalty, which not a controversial. Player simply pushed Salah down just outside the penalty box, and that was definitely a penalty, deserved penalty. At least a red card or yellow. At least a yellow card was should have been there alongside penalty, but that referee denied it. And even though Jurgen Klopp was very furious around the touchline, but by the time it was the final whistle of the game blew up, and we should be happy to get the important 3 points there, and game ended as a 2-0 win for Liverpool. Talking a bit about stats in this game, Liverpool held 71% possession as to Newcastle's 29%. Liverpool had twice as many shots took in this game. They had 14 shots and Newcastle had 7. Out of 14, we had 3 shots on target and Newcastle had 2. So it's really fine that we didn't our shots on target. Two of them went into a goal, so no harm done there. Even though we could have scored 4 5 goals in this game again, like we did against West Ham, which we won by a margin of 4 goals to 1. Talking about touches, there were over 900 touches from Liverpool and around 500 from Newcastle, and even our passes were double as compared to Newcastle United. So we had a good game there. Even stats show that, and with those 3 points, we are now sitting at number 2. Now moving on to player ratings, let's start with our goalkeeper Loris Karius, who didn't have much work to do except that brilliant save that he did against Diame. So he gets 8 marks for that. Lovren didn't had anything special to do either, so 7 for him. And Van Dijk, he gave nice long balls forward, and he was again strongly standing there. So 7.5 for him. Trent Arnold is having a fine game, but he struggled with the wind at times. He struggled to keep. He not struggled. He sometimes misplaced the ball on his foot. So 7 points for Trent Arnold. And Andy Robertson. He had a brilliant first half. In second half, he didn't. He looked a bit silent, but 7.5 goes for Robertson as well. Talking about Henderson, who was slacking in the last game, he played well in this one. So 7.5 for Henderson, and I hope that he keeps doing like that because he is our captain, and you need a statement from your captain at least to do well. If not poor, then at least do average. Do average because at least that's expected from you if you're playing for a team like Liverpool. Moving on to other midfielders, Amre Chan gets 7, who was good, but he did mistakes in the certain parts of the games. So 7 for him and 7 for Oxlade Chamberlain. Even though he gave assists, he again did some mistakes, just like Amre Chan did. And now moving on to our forwards. Firmino gets 7.5. His assist was fine, but there were a few chances he missed, converting them to a better ones. So that's for Roberto Firmino, and Sadio Mane gets 7.5 as well because he had many chances at his helm, but he didn't convert them into to his benefit. Yeah, his goal was really a brilliant goal, which makes his 14 goals for Liverpool in this season, surpassing his previous best of 13 in the last season. So definitely he should be happy uh, when he's some patches struggling to finish ball well. So 14 is a good achievement for him, and that makes his 8 goals in the Premier League and 6 he scored in Champions League group stages and Champions League group stage, and that hat trick he scored in Porto. So 6 goals are coming from there. Talking about our man who is in brilliant form. So Mohamed Salah has now scored 32 goals, and 32 are the goals that Newcastle United have scored in all the competitions in total. So that speaks how great Salah has been for Liverpool since joining us this season. So he gets 8 out of 10. And why 8? Because he also missed many chances, and you certainly hope that he don't miss those chances which are really convertible to goals. But anyhow, he is playing a great game, and he's giving us many cherishing moments, and we can only hope that we do same and we win titles with those performance in the future. So that was our 29th game of the season, and we won it, and it keeps our fortress run alive as well at Anfield. So that's all I had to discuss in this podcast. I hope you like this analysis, and I will be back with more such content.